Hello, my name's Dan Lutz, and I'm addressing all those people out there that are concerned with the censorship that we're experiencing across the board, especially on YouTube. I have a daily broadcast called Frontlines, and I've had many of the times had a certain censorship go on. They actually just won a few days ago based around what was happening with the Golden Globes, and we did some commentary on it and went through Ricky Gervais sticking it to Hollywood. But they claimed copyright and took it down, right? And so it was banned across. But then they gave me the option to self-censor. Click here and remove those offensive parts. Just keeping that in mind. This is just one of many things I think that's going on. But in this case, I'm going to talk about my personal feed of YouTube. Now, I subscribe to over 200 channels. And if I go back, a year ago, I used to get quite a variety of stuff popping up on my YouTube feed, depending on what was coming through my YouTube. All those 200 channels, I'd get many of those things coming through, and that's like autoplay coming down my feed line. So, it was what I liked, right? I suggested those things are the channels that I like. So when they posted something, it came in on the feed. Not anymore. I've been getting this endless amount of Fox, everything Fox. I actually complained about this a couple days in a row on my front lines, and then all the Fox stuff disappeared. Now, Fox was going on for months, like this way, maybe 4 or 5 months, like every day, nothing else. And then I make a complaint, right, on my front lines, and then all of a sudden, the next day, Fox is gone. And it was that way for like 2 days. I made a comment about it, and Fox is back. Anyway, interesting how that works. But that's not what I'm here to really discuss. What I've noticed is this new type of censorship that's happening, where they're literally cutting out this topics that they don't want to have out there. And literally, I'm watching. I'm very interested in the subject, right? And then they just stop talking about it, and they start talking about something else. I wasn't sure. Was that actually? Did I miss something? Was I distracted? So I started noticing that it's happening more and more. So you notice it today, and this is on Walter's World. So I'm going to go through and actually show you side by side the one that I found that was obviously cutting out the juicy bits, right? And one that was uncut. I had to go find one that wasn't cut. But we'll put them side by side and take a look. Okay, here we go. So we have on the left side here Walter's World from January 11th, 2020. Full, it says full, Jesse Waters, Fox News, January 11th, 2020. All right. Now on the right side, we have Walter's World, same thing, 1/1/20, full, breaking news, and so on. So I queued them up to about the same spot, but we're going to listen to this one on the left, which is a channel. First of all, I'm not subscribed to either of these, just to make a point, but the one on the left came in on my feed, on my YouTube feed, for me to digest. Gave me an upset stomach. So the one on the left, we're going to play it first, starting with Kellyanne, because that's just where the end of the previous story was.
Thank you very much.
See you soon. Take care.
One of the stars of The Squad, Congresswoman Omar, said killing Iran's top general gave her PTSD. Larry Elder and the founder of PragerUniversity.com.
Now, just stopping it right there. Did it seem like it just ended kind of all of a sudden? Right? Mentioned Omar, what she saw with Iran gave her PTSD, and boom, right into here.
Dennis Prager. Dennis, now she's complaining about sanctions being slapped on the Iranians while, she wants sanctions on the Israelis. Figure that one out.
I do, actually. I can figure it out. It was discovered 2000.
White supremacy. What happened? Within a matter of days, there was a specific resolution condemning him by name, and he.
Okay. You think Dennis Prager was cut out? You know, I mean, it's kind of obvious, right? And then they move right into Larry Elder talking about something. And also, it's hard to put together. Is it actually making any sense, the conversation at this point?
He lost all of his committee assignments. What's happened to Ilhan Omar? They couldn't even get a resolution to condemn her by name.
Yeah, they had to water that resolution down pretty hard. Also drawing some attention, Dennis, this week, Omar tweeted this. Trump needs to immediately divest from his businesses and comply with the emoluments clause. Iran could threaten Trump hotels worldwide, and he could provoke war over the loss of revenue from skittish guests. Wow. His business interests should not be driving military decisions. Do you see that as kind of putting a target on Trump properties worldwide?
I hadn't thought of it that way. He's not telling the truth. She's doing what the left.
So, see, they cut him again. He starts talking, right, and they remove a big chunk. Well, let's continue.
Does to all of these terms.
Wow. All right.
And leave with just the, that's what the left does with all these terms. That's all I got to say, right?
A lot of people diagnosing Congresswoman Omar tonight. Larry, we're running out of time. I got to go, but thank you guys for a very interesting discussion. The Iran strikes put foreign policy.
All right. So let's go to the one on the right. Let's see what actually was said.
White House, thank you very much.
See you soon. Take care.
One of the stars of the squad, Congresswoman Omar, said killing Iran's top general gave her PTSD.
I feel ill a little bit. I find myself being stricken with PTSD. The President of the United States has been goading Iran into war.
No, he hasn't. She also was caught on camera joking and laughing during a very inappropriate moment when her colleague Sheila Jackson-Lee was memorializing the thousands of American soldiers who've died in the Middle East. Joining me now, radio talk show host Larry Elder and the founder.
So you can see in the very first clip, right, they cut out everything about Omar, all the clip, what she did, how she was acting, you know, inappropriate, what she said. They cut it all out.
PragerUniversity.com, Dennis Prager. Dennis, I mean, now she's complaining about sanctions being slapped on the Iranians while, you know, she wants sanctions on the Israelis. Figure that one out.
I do, actually. I can figure it out. It was discovered 2,000 years ago in the Talmud, the second holiest book in Judaism. There is a famous phrase, those who are kind to the cruel will be cruel to the kind. And that that is exactly what she's doing. So sanctions on the kind Israel, but no sanctions on the cruel Iran. She is a living embodiment of a 2,000-year-old human rule.
Wow. What do you, now, psychologically, we're going deep now. Larry, what do you think drives that mentality?
So you can see that was what was cut out, right? You know, he got to say quite a lot about her and literally label her, you know, with a 2,000-year-old description of exactly what she's been doing. So let's continue.
That you're seeing that coming out of Congresswoman Omar.
There's a word for it. It's called anti-Semitism. It's pretty simple. Look, this is probably one of the most ungrateful refugees we've ever had. You look at the statements that she's made, run by the Benjamins. It's all about the Benjamins. They have dual loyalty. Israel hypnotized the world. And now this last one, PTSD. What about the PTSD of all the men and women who were maimed by the IEDs that Soleimani made more deadly and more efficient? And one more thing, Jesse, if there's an equivalent of Ilhan Omar on our side, on the Republican side, it's got to be Steve King from Iowa, who's made a bunch of statements, culminating in January of last year when he told the.
So this part about Steve King, he's just talking about, you know, when they cut this part from Larry Elder, They didn't. You get the very tail end of it, right, in the edit that they did on the other one. But he's talking about this guy.
New York Times, what's wrong with white supremacy? What happened? Within a matter of days, there was a specific resolution condemning him by name, and he lost all of his committee assignments. What's happened to Ilhan Omar? They couldn't even get a resolution to condemn her by name.
Yeah, they had to water that resolution down pretty hard. Also drawing some attention, Dennis, this week, Omar tweeted this. Trump needs to immediately divest from his businesses and comply with the emoluments clause. Iran could threaten Trump hotels worldwide, and he could provoke war over the loss of revenue from skittish guests. Wow. His business interests should not be driving military decisions. Do you see that as kind of putting a target on Trump properties worldwide?
I hadn't thought of it that way. What I see it as, there's a sort of propaganda mill that comes from the left that is so absurd what she said, that he is driven by monetary considerations. You see, when people don't think morally or in terms of American interest, and she doesn't think morally or in terms of America's interest, they have to come up with some Marxist explanation, which always has to do with a materialist explanation. That's what Marxism is. There must be an economic reason, and it's profoundly far-fetched. I just want to bounce off the PTSD claim that you and Larry were talking about. She has PTSD from our killing one of the leading terrorists on earth. Then either if she's telling the truth, the woman is ill. And if she's not telling the truth, she's doing what the left does to all of these terms.
Wow. All right. A lot of people diagnosing Congresswoman Omar tonight. Larry, we're running.
Well, let me diagnose. So what we can see is that there is a definite removal of anything Dennis Prager has to say. Some things of Omar were cut, definitely, as well. But was it really about Omar, this topic of Omar, or was it Dennis Prager? Dennis Prager himself has lost, his channels on YouTube. They completely banned him with no reason. None of the videos had a real reason, but he is such a force, right, to really educate people. He's very intelligent, right? And Larry Elder as well, but and they cut some of what Larry had to say. But it looks like it really had to do anything with Omar. Now the question is, was this actually self-censorship, like I described in the beginning? What I had to go through to remove something that YouTube did not like, so I could actually post it. Yes, I've posted it on BitChute as well, so great. That I did have a way, but it doesn't have near the audience, does it? So all sorts of different types of manipulation that they're doing against us. It's not what we signed up for. There was a deal in place. Sharing revenue. Us providing the content and they providing the platform. No one's any said that they're going to censor us. Community, their community standards and that. What are they? Please put them out so everyone can tell. Hey, we're violating the community standards. Good. Tell us what they are. They won't tell anyone what they are because they want free reign to censor. They can change their mind at will. And this is not what the deal is. So anyway, that's where we are. I just wanted to point this out. Keep your eye on what's going on, and we'll see you on the next video.